Live from the AOK Production House, studio number 2. I am Nico Kelly.
And I'm Derek Daisy.
That's right.
Hey.
And it's To The Echo Radio Show.
Yeah.
Once again, this Sunday night, like we always do it. And Derek, we have a very special guest this evening.
That's right. We found Men's Health magazine cover athlete, I think.
Yeah. Two years in a row or something.
Yeah, right. Just dang.
A good friend of ours.
Winter and fall.
Friend of ours from college and now turned superstar in Nashville, yep. Canaan Cox.
Cannan Cox.
Welcome to the show.
Canaan Cox.
Come on down.
It's really great to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
We've been, like I said, we started doing this show regularly earlier in the year, and we've said, I think, almost every week, we really need to message Canaan.
Yeah, we probably named you every other show. I was like, well, we got Cannan Cox. I one of these days, we're just going to call him and bring him on. We're going to do it.
I was excited. You got back to me almost. I told Derek a few weeks ago, I was like, does he manage himself? Like, is he going to get back to me?
I was like, well...
He might be a superstar now. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. But yeah... go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. You're the guest.
Yeah, come on.
No, it's all me on the socials on that whole side of things. So, and I'm always on that phone just with anything. So yeah, you messaged me. I was like, hell yeah, let's get it done.
Well, I thought that was great, and you messaged back. I mean, within a few minutes. So that was really cool. It was really cool to talk to you. And yeah, we've been hearing lots about you and seeing you on the social media. It was interesting, Kane, and we had a touring artist that came through here. I don't know. It's been a month now.
Yeah, about
her name was Haley Mae Campbell.
Yeah,
also from Nashville. She was doing a show at the Windjammer here in Charleston. Oh. And anyway, she was in here. She sang a song in our studio and everything, and we mentioned you, and she said she knew you. Now, I don't know if it's personal or if she just heard of you.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, yeah, he's on the up and rise.
Yeah,
I've been seeing him a lot lately. I was like, okay, all right, cool.
Like, wow, we know somebody.
Yeah.
It's working, man.
Yeah.
It's you never really see it happening, but it's like you never realize it until like 3 months later, and you're like, oh man, maybe shit's working.
Yeah, that's right.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not every day you get to go over the United Kingdom and play some shows.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was a blast.
What? So, like, because, again, you manage yourself. You make this stuff happen. Like, what did you do? Did you wake up? You're like, damn it, I'm going to the United Kingdom.
No, that was kind of because I didn't really think that the UK or England rather, had a huge country scene. Yeah. But I kept getting these, I hustle a lot on, just my socials, like working on your Spotify numbers and your, just Instagram and posts and like what you're posting, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And just within the last year I've kind of refocused that. But I got a couple messages, from people in England. They're like, hey, like when are you coming over here? And I was like, haha, yeah, maybe soon. Like, whatever. Yeah, right. But then I kept getting them, and I was just like, okay, all right, universe, like, I hear you. And so I went back to literally like my DMs on Instagram, my Facebook messages, and I was like, all right, cool, where are you in England? What county, what city, and what venues are over there?
Yeah.
Just to kind of see. I mean, I booked myself as well, like even, just with touring in America, much less, going across. Oof. So I just kind of reverse engineered it and just was like, where would you see me playing over? Like, where is country music over there? Yeah. Like, where do you go to see? And they give me, and I did that with pretty much anyone who messaged me from England. And I just wrote it. I literally had a spreadsheet. I was like, all right, cool. Like, you from this place, list of places. You from here, list of places. And I just went through and I had like my little booking email and, with all my links and stuff like that. And just reached out to those venues. And I was like, hey, like, I have some interest with folks, fans have reached out to me. This is who I am. This is what I've done. Here's my links, everything, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of funny. I mean, you send these stuff out and, sometimes, you don't hear anything or whatever. But I was at the airport and I had a really early morning. And so it was only like, lunchtime over there. And I got another message like 2 weeks after I'd sent all these emails. And I was like, you know what? So I went back to my fans and I said, hey, I'm about to reconnect with these venues.
Yeah.
I'm about to resend my, like, hey, I'm just circling back here to see if, you guys would be interested. And I was like, what I want you to do is go on their Facebook page. I want you to tag me, Canaan Cox, like my fan page, and say, I want to see Canaan Cox here. So, like, you as a fan, go to whatever and be like, yo, we want to see Canaan.
Yeah.
And then after they did that, I resent my email. So just reverse engineered the whole thing, and literally within that day before I got on the plane, I booked the entire tour.
Wow. That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, just because, I mean, and that's the power of social media. So literally I got that. I mean, it wasn't a crazy tour, but I mean, London, Manchester, and Norfolk, Norwich there. Yeah. But it was just, it was really crazy to see. And even going over there, I didn't know what to expect. Yeah. Like, you're a whole other country. It's kind of country music. You don't really think it's going to be big. And I mean, I posted a video of London, and it was insane. Yeah. People, I'd never been over there, and like looking at a crowd of people who like took the time to go to my store online and like buy. There were like Cannan Cox t-shirts out there. People were requesting like my songs, and it was just really cool to see. And we're actually already planning to go back on as a full band in May.
Wow.
And do a UK, like actually do England, Ireland, and Scotland for maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you, we've covered we've talked about this a couple times on the show, but I lived over there for 2 years in Germany, and I'll be honest with you, the radio over there is it's all BBC, and it's very. What they get to hear from their streamlined radio is very, very limited, which was kind of surprising to me, and most of it is American. And they just absolutely die for these the bands that come over. My wife is big into the country scene. Casey Musgraves, Blackberry Smoke. Yeah. Several bands do very well touring in Europe. It's unreal. It's unreal. So they love it. I mean, they'll eat it up for sure.
I kind of asked them, when I went over there, people kind of hosted me, the venues, and I kind of asked them, I was like, I didn't really think, country was big over there here. And they were like, just with, 5 years ago, it was kind of big, like it was on its way. Like, but now they have like festivals, they have C2C in London, Ireland. Like there's a huge festival called like Country to Country. Yeah. And they have that over there, and they just were like released it. And the cool thing about it is that it is big over there, but the network of people who are running everything is really small.
Yeah.
So it's like super easy. It's super easy to network. Like one of my fans literally reached out to me on Facebook and was like, yo, I just talked to the person who books for Buckles and Boots, which is a festival. That's the one that I'm actually hoping to get in on in May. And they're like, oh yeah, we just talked. His name's Gary. Like told him all about you. He loved you. He looked at your stuff. And hopefully they'll let you in. And I was like, man. All right.
Yeah, I mean, we're proud of you. I'm not surprised to hear it because they don't even. I mean, no one over there sings country. They don't know what that is. I mean, I saw it firsthand. There's a big market for it, and I would say if you get in well, you probably have an opportunity to go a lot. Over there.
Yeah, we went over there. I went over there solo. And it was for the venues, we did like a guaranteed pay thing instead of tickets, just because, like it's the first time coming over here. They don't know who I am. Like,
sure.
But I made sure to like, hey guys, what did y'all make as far as ticket sales? Because I wanted to, to be able to come back over with a full band and be able to, kind of to navigate like, hey, this is how much money we could make full band. Yeah. And so it just kind of blew me away. Manchester was great. London was insane. And then Norfolk, Norfolk's in the, like out in the woods. Yeah. It's out, it's into the, it's like P.S. I love you stuff, looking like the landscape, something out of the Notebook,
Yeah.
And it was, but then, so you never really know. And we showed up in this venue. It was amazing. Everyone came out, that was one of those moments where just the whole room was listening to every single word you were saying between songs, the whole song. Like it was unreal, the amount of love. So definitely a spot in my heart, for the UK. So trying to get back over there in May, but yeah, it was fantastic. Good times.
What I love about the UK, just the culture over there, is that, man, they really appreciate live music.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a completely different, like, people will get up and move to it versus just kind of staring there at you with their mouth closed. Like, Yeah, he's all right. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. No, they're like, I love you. I want. Oh yes, like they're getting off work, and this is their life.
Yeah, yeah. So, Canaan,
they were all. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. We, for our audience, set the stage because we haven't talked to you since, I don't know, 2009,
well,
2008.
I throw some random lines in there to be like, I remember where you came from, Canaan. I was there.
I see those.
little inside jokes that only you would know. I'd be
playing keyboards back in the day. No, but yeah, I mean, how did this happen for you? What got you into where did you just move to Nashville? Set the stage for us for where you've come from, I guess.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's the short version as far as getting here. Like I graduated at Catawba College, which is where we all know each other from.
Yeah.
And then went to what little CC plug there. Then I went to Texas and performed at Six Flags as a performer. My degree is actually in musical theater, so I did like the big production shows over there for about 2 years, and then I did cruise ships acoustically, like just kind of the pub scene, like playing at the poolside, just me and my guitar, a lot of covers.
Yeah.
Which was cool and great, good money, and also spend the early 20s sailing around the Mediterranean, so that's super fun.
Heck yeah.
But I've always had the dream. I've always done music, and some of those inside jokes is Derek making fun of some of my.
I'm not making fun. I'm just remembering where you came from, bro.
Dude, trust me. I make fun of I wouldn't say that if I wasn't willing to make fun of myself.
I just want to go to your home and meet your whole family. Okay, that's all I want to do.
We just want to party with you.
Do you want to walk in the sand?
Yeah, I want to walk in the sand, bro. That's all I want to do.
Good, dude. Oh my God.
Hey, Canaan, quick question. Quick question. Who'd you sail with? Who were you? Who did you sail with when you were doing cruise ships?
I did Celebrity Cruise Lines for 2 contracts, and then I did Carnival for the rest.
What ships in Carnival? Because I did the Spirit.
I did the Legend, so that was the
sister.
Those were the only 2 that did Alaska and Australia there. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very
cool.
I did that one. Yeah, Carnival, another. I did the Legend twice. Magic was my first one out of Texas. But yeah, those were it.
Awesome.
But I did the cruise ship thing, and I actually met a pretty big time manager. I met Kenny Cheston's manager on literally my first ship.
Wow. Just chilling.
And nothing. I mean, this was just me, like, first time, very, very green, very just like, oh, cool, And I met him, and I played the cards cool. I wasn't like, oh my God, like sign me and like look at me, listen to my really shitty CD. Like I just played cool. Like I was just like, hey, cool, awesome. And the only advice he gave me was he's like, you just need to move to Nashville, like when you're ready. I mean, that was my first ship.
He didn't tell you to take crack or anything?
Yeah, because that's what my lawyer did.
Yeah.
My entertainment lawyer, when I had him, he was like, you got to lose weight, so you need to take some blow. You need to start doing blow. You're going to lose weight like crazy. I was like, well...
Oh, my God, no.
That is a true story.
That is a 100% true story.
That is awesome. That is hilarious.
He didn't do it.
I was like, I could eat less. No, it's not fast enough. Blow.
And so,
none of that.
And so,
no recreational or crazy drugs.
As you can see, we're doing a podcast, and you're touring.
Yeah,
UK.
right. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Oh my. Anyway.
All right, moving on.
No, well, you're fine. I did the ships, and blah 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 blah. 3 years later, we stayed in contact. Me and this guy, and he messaged me a couple times. Saw what I was doing. I released a couple new tunes back then, and he was like, "Yo, like it's sounding great." And he actually called us up, and he brought us up during CMA Fest. Me and my dad came up, and it was cool. And we sat down. He canceled a meeting. He opened up ASCAP. And we he was on the it was closed because CMA Fest or whatever. And he's like, "Yo, I'll call my guy. Creative director's going to come down and meet you guys." It was this whole wind and dine the whole night. I was like, "Oh my God, this is it!" Yay! I know the guy is going to help me out. It's going to be amazing. And he was like, "Cool. you're gonna, you need to move to Nashville. So I had like one more month on a contract. I told Carnival, I was like, hey, I want, I told him already, so I want to, I'll do this contract and then I'm going to move.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. And basically I got here and he just, hey man, I'm in Nashville. I finally made the move. Like, awesome, let's get it. And just complete ghost.
Wow.
Just ghosting. And it's probably, then I was like, oh my God, like whatever. But, being young, I've been in town for 2 years. That's like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And probably the best thing that's ever happened, because it was a complete mindset that flipped for me, because I was like, who am I to be like, oh yeah, come over here and take me. And there was no hard work. I didn't earn it. I didn't earn anything. It was just, that's in my mind. I was like, all right, cool. Like, take the reins and make me famous.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I think that's everyone's mindset, to be honest with you. In town, everyone just comes here and they think they're talented and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they all suck.
And really, that's yeah. Well, but the thing is too is like there are super talented people, but even then, like I know that guy. Like he's texted me before. Like even when I was in Nashville, I'd release a couple things that did really well, and he'd message me like, "Yo, like I see you out here. I see you working hard," but I'm just kind of like, "Cool deal. Thanks so much. I got work to do. Peace."
Yeah, that's what you should do. Yeah.
And I think that's the mindset for me. So I got to Nashville, did that, and it kind of like triggered my brain. Like, all right, cool. Like, fuck this. Like, no one's gonna do this for me.
Yeah.
So then, of course, there's the Broadway scene, which I could talk about for an hour and a half. But of course, no one. That's a huge misconception I get asked all the time when I'm on the road. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're from Nashville? Where do you play downtown? Like, do you play in Broadway a lot?" And I'm like, you are so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, like this is not that is not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just like that. No, like the guys playing on Broadway are the people who've been there since like '97, and they're still plugging away. And but then don't get me wrong. Like I played, so I went there my first summer. My first summer here, I went downtown and just walked in every bar because I was like, all right, cool. I need to start somewhere. I need to start playing music. I didn't have a band. It was just me and my guitar. I had a serving job. And so I literally walked downtown with a piece of paper and I was like, all right, cool. George Jones Museum has acoustic music on first floor and third floor. Guy's name is Josh. Cool. All right. Then I walked to the next bar. Like, all right, cool. Twin fiddles is this person. And I went home and sent all my stuff out. Like, this is me. I had a couple, videos from like the cruise ships. Like, this is me. So I got in literally at one place. 3 months later, by the way, it was 3 months of nothing.
Wow.
And then I actually went back to a bar to get tacos. And I saw the guy and I was like, hey man, sent you a couple emails. I sent you a text. But I would love to play. And he was like, sure. And got in, and then like not in a vain way, but I'm pretty baller. Yeah. And he was like, cool, then we'd love to keep you on. And so I did the Nashville scene for a little while. And then so last August, I released Just Me music video. I want to make this a shorter story. So released Just Me music video just for fun. Yeah. No expectations of anything. Just I want to release a music video. Released it. Whiskey Riff. It's a huge country outlet, and I was like, well, let me just like send it off, see what these guys have to say. Like they like country, it'd be cool. Yeah. Send an email to them. I actually sent an email about they have a clothing line, and I was actually be like, yo, give me some free hats, and I'll wear them on my at my shows.
Of course,
I love it.
And they, I actually sent that. That was the email I sent, and then when I dropped Just Me, I got an email from them, and they were like, hey man, check this out, we really love your tune. And they actually did a write-up on Just Me and put up my music video on their website. And they were like, Canaan Cox, like this is super raw video, this is what country's all about, blah blah blah. And they played the music, and so it was like Eric Church on tour, Keith Urban's new song, Canaan Cox new music. I was like, this is cool as shit.
Yeah.
So that got some attention.
I like your songs better than that other list, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. But we did that, got some attention from folks. It got me a couple meetings with like PR people, basically, hey, pay us to promote you.
Oh, of course.
And I was like, well,
that's
that's
what they want.
They want your money.
Yeah.
And so I sorted through there. And then I got to talk to this company, and it was a radio promotion. And it was the first company that I actually saw that, because I get it. I understand it was like Music Row, so it's like secondary radio. They have their own charts. I mean, and it, it has very minuscule weight in town, but I could be putting my foot in my mouth and kicking myself in the ass on that statement, but I don't really care.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, exactly. And it took off. So we did that. I took a chance on music radio. So I went on radio tour a lot, and basically just me in my car with my PA, driving to radio stations, showing up at 6 a.m. in the morning to get on air, and they're playing the song. And I did a huge run in Wisconsin, did a big loop through like Mississippi and Arkansas, come back, and then I went up to Syracuse and back, up like the East Coast, like PA, VA, all that stuff. And it just took off. It written really well. I mean, like, again, it was Music Row, so it wasn't like Billboard or anything, but it was doing, I'm sitting down, with program directors, and they were like, yo, usually a song's on the chart. It charted within, to get on the chart, you have to be top 80, and it went from 200 to like 100 in a week, and then it went from 100 to like top 70 in 2 weeks, and then it got up to the top 50s, and then for about a month, it was one of the top 20 most played songs on Music Row, and I was like, all right, this is sweet.
was that Lie? That was Lie?
Yeah, that was Lie. Yeah, that was Lie. And that's right then is when I got to quit my job. Nice. I was serving food and, like doing the whole Broadway hustle, just kind of playing downtown, doing little shows, like did little pop-off shows up here in Kentucky, Louisville and stuff is only a couple hours north. So I'd pop up to there where I could. And basically did radio tour for the rest of the year, and things just kind of went from there. I got to open for some pretty cool people via radio stations because they, hold like, 95.1 for doing summer finale with this person and Canaan Cox. And so that kind of got me to the next level, I guess. And then this year I set out to start out like this. And by that time I was still just acoustic. I mean, even the beginning of this year, I didn't have a band, didn't have anything, just kind of plugging away, figuring it all out. And then by April I had a band, things just kind of fell into place. And I'm really excited about it. And it's kind of been on the road ever since, booking my own shows and with good content, releasing new music, and then your Spotify's number goes up, your Instagram numbers go up, your booking email comes a lot sexier.
Yeah. Versus,
it becomes a lot. Someone's like, "Oh man, you got stuff on Spotify? Cool. We're going to pay you $500 instead of $2." I'm like, that sounds great.
Finally,
Oh, I thought you meant like you changed it to Sexy Canaan.
Yeah, Sexy Canaan Cox.
No. Okay, fun story. My AOL screen name back in the AOL AIM days was Sexy Pain.
Really?
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Because my girlfriend in 7th grade legit was like, "Oh my gosh," she's like, "You're hot, but you're a pain in my ass. You were just a sexy pain." I was like, "Oh, thanks, babe."
Damn, girl.
At AOL.com.
Boom.
I love it.
So that's a true story.
But
anyways, and go ahead. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. Y'all talk. I'm done.
Oh no, well, I was
it's
just
fascinating.
I know it is.
I,
It's great. I mean, I love the story. What I wanted, there was, the point where what really is inspiring, I think, is you had that guy dangle your dream in front of you, and then you got there, and you're like, "Here I am," and he's like, "Man, get the hell out of my face."
There's more to that story. Get ready for this one.
Okay,
I'm ready.
When Lie came out, we released the video and the song, and of course, like Music Row was kind of doing its thing, and it was blowing up. And he texts me and goes, "Yo, really love what you're doing. I would love to get you in here. I'd love to set up a meeting." He was like, "I'm kind of the big picture stuff." He was like, "So my team needs to be on board. So they would be more your day to day." He was like, "But I would love for you to come in and sit down and like play some stuff for us and just kind of see where it goes." And I was like, "All right, cool." At this point, I'd kind of was a little hesitant, but I was like, "All right, you let me know when."
Yeah.
Like, cool. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, whatever. He goes through this whole thing. He's like, "All right, cool. I'll text you next week." He texted me the next week, and he's like, "Hey, what does your schedule look like this time? I was like, "Cool, this is great." And then boom, nothing. Just again disappeared off the face of the earth.
What a douchebag!
Yeah. So I'm like, this guy, just has it, and this, I'm just in this independent artist working really hard, and then for someone to come at you again and be like, yo, I like what you're doing, would love to like take you to the next level, and then again just kind of like piss on your dreams. I'm
yeah, who does that? It's just because I had a sort of similar situation, back in, was it 2007, 2008, when I was coming out with my CD. I was working with Mark Zano and Rusty Harmon, we used to work with Hootie and the Blowfish. I'm sure, because so everybody knows, Kanan and I both recorded at Hit Music Incorporated, Hit Music Studios in Spencer, North Carolina with Jim Mosier. We've had Jim on the show, and Jim, great producer, a lot of fun. So obviously we know a lot of the same people, and I work with Mark Zano and all that. And then it was like that market tanked. Like 2008 was like the worst time ever, and that's essentially that's where my dreams went to die. And then I went and worked on a cruise ship for a little bit, and then I moved to New York City because I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen and all that. But it's like what I love about your situation here, brother, is that it's all you and nobody can take that crap away from you.
I feel like this is something you would have heard back in the early '80s, when bands still actually had real careers,
right? But they actually do it, because one of my friends from high school, Jimmy Allen, he got signed, and now he's got a pretty big
Jimmy Allen.
Yeah, Jimmy Allen. He and I went to high school together. In 2009, he called me when he moved to Nashville, and he's like, Derek, you need to move here. And I'm like, nah, Jimmy, I'm not a country writer, man. No, Derek, you just come on down. Come visit me. You can come stay with me. I'm gonna introduce you to some people. I'm like, nah, Jimmy, I appreciate it, brother. Well, now he's touring the country, son of a bitch.
I know. I don't know Jimmy, but I know. I know Jimmy.
Damn it. So I'm planting my seeds now, Kanan.
There you go.
All right, when you started, we got you on the show, man. No.
Right. Done.
Okay. No, but it's just really cool. I'm proud that you're still out there kicking it, because I keep tabs on you. I mean, I think Facebook thinks I'm in love with you, because you're always end up being the top of my feed, and I'm like, oh, there's Canaan. So I always know what's going on with you that's why I knew your song you wrote with your dad, and that just came out, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm keeping.
Also,
tabs.
I really like your videos. Your videos look great.
Yeah.
Who's been doing the production,
cinematography.
On that?
His name is Dustin Kirkendall, and I don't have I don't have a manager or anything like that, but if I was going to say that I had a quote unquote manager, Dustin would be it. The Just Me music video, I actually just kind of found a friend of a friend, and we were like, let's just rent a camera and see what we can do with it. And I actually put up on Facebook, there's a page in Nashville basically for this young professionals who are looking for stuff. I put up on there. I was like, does anyone do anything with lights? I need a lighting designer for this music video. And Dustin, I got connected with Dustin, and we actually had coffee, and it wasn't, 5 minutes into this meeting, into this whole, this is what I'm trying to do with this music video, that I realized that Dustin was the shit, and my friend of a friend was an idiot. And I was like, you're fired, and Dustin's my best friend now.
Yeah. No loyalty. None.
Cool. Yeah. And I mean, it's me and Dustin. Someone actually tagged Dustin. Dustin didn't message me. Some girl tagged Dustin, yo, you need to talk to him. And to this day, he's one of my very close friends. I know him very well. We've worked on all of these projects together. I call him on a daily basis about just where I'm going, what I'm thinking. He's a great quote unquote manager, because I have all these ideas and what I want to do. And he's like, this sounds cool. And he's like, but, he lets me have some free reign, which is fine, because my mind works a million miles a minute. And so he's like, that's great. You go do you, and you check back with me in a week, and then we'll revamp from there. But anyways, but Dustin, he actually got a job at Starstruck Entertainment, which is Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson's management company, through a couple of our videos that we did.
Wow.
That's cool.
So we did and so it's kind of cool that Blake Shelton's manager even knows who I am.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
putting in perspective for you, Kenny, he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, right. So that's pretty good. So, wow, that's really good. Because Nick's kind of the big deal.
Yeah, I mean, so that's very impressive.
We're working on it. Yeah. But yeah, and so that was Dustin on the production on all of those, and I've just gotten hate the word luck. I hate being lucky. I don't believe in it.
No, this is hard work. I call this hard work.
Hard work, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he doesn't really believe in like what I'm trying to do, and I've always had this mindset, this goal of kind of just like, this music industry is kind of ran. It's putting the past, especially in country, putting the past on the pedestal of how things have been, ran in the past.
Yeah. But
with social media and the things you can do on there and where everyone's attention is, I was like, I'm going to do it, and that's kind of how I've been doing it through socials. And he just kind of believed in me, and so him and I worked, together on a lot of projects. So I found him for video. I've got my other guy who does all my production stuff. His name's Justin. So there's Dustin and Justin. I know it gets hard. And Justin on audio. And so basically, I have my little team of video content. Justin does that kind of stuff. And I actually love editing myself, like to take my time, the country video, because we did a pop version as well. With the country one, I actually edited that video myself. And when I go on tour and out, playing shows and stuff, I'll usually find like a freelance videographer. I'm just, because I'm in love with the camera world, the cinema world, that whole thing. And I'm just like, what do you shoot with? Cool. I know that camera. Will you just come film and then drop all the footage to me? Just like literally put it on my MacBook and then I'll edit it from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of it is all, like I said, so that's another independent hat I wear as far as, content creation. So yeah, I don't know what the fucking question was.
Well, but the question, Cannon, because I've noticed is you got a different girl in every video. So I'm like, how you pick these girls? Do you like go to the bar? You're like, hey, baby, you want to be in a video?
That's good for a night, right?
Yeah, there we go. Now let's get on the list. There was just me. Just me was a friend of Dustin's. So Dustin was like, hey, I got a girl. She's perfect for the video. Awesome. Great. Most of them, legitimately, every single video, I've met them on the day. So a lot of these videos, if you don't know who I am or haven't seen any of my videos, some of them I'm always shirtless, at least for 1 second.
Always.
Because,
well, you earned it. You earned it,
dude,
buddy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Dude, exactly, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people who... Dude, I'm so glad he said that. A lot of people are like, oh, man, are you just like a big douchebag or something? I'm like, bitch,
no.
I used to be fucking like 290.
Dude, you were... We would play Ultimate Frisbee together in college. And I remember I called you out one day. I was like, because you had this motion every time you take the Frisbee, you would like cock up like a Power Ranger and you'd be like, it's morphin' time. And then you throw the thing. Just every time, I was like, same motion. I was like, man, he's got that crap down. You were
behind the scenes here on To the Echo.
Yeah, dude, no, you were, and I mean, like all of us were. Like, I wasn't 290. I was like 220 to 240 in college, but because that's cookout. Sorry, there was a cookout in town.
Trust me, man. That's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. What the hell was I supposed to do? Not eat it?
I mean, like, is that an option?
There was a day I had it twice in a day, and I threw up.
Twice?
Oh my god!
I think we had it 4
times.
Yeah,
twice in a day.
Yeah,
I had it twice in a day, and I got back to my apartment or the dorm room or whatever, and I was just like.
I think twice in a day could have been a Thursday for us.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty much the second we were pulling out of the drive-thru, we were getting back in. We were eating our food while we're waiting for our next food.
Because we'd pull out, Derek would be like, don't you want a milkshake? And be like, yeah.
Let's get another milkshake, damn it.
Fine.
All right, okay.
You know what? We went from hot bitches in videos to we're a bunch of fat fucks who took out. All right.
Well, listen, I mean, we have to set the stage.
Yeah, we really do. Because
you're right. You're right.
Because I mean, you've been doing music, but it's like we talked about this before the show. But man, it's you. Because I was keeping track of you. You and I've been friends on Facebook, since we were in vernaculars in college, our college band together.
Yeah.
And like I was watching that transformation happen. You're like, all right, I'm dieting, I'm working out, and you went bananas.
Yeah,
you went
man.
From jelly rolls to 6-pack abs. You're boxing. I mean, hey, I'm trying to get out of the jelly rolls, man. But no, but you were an inspiration because I was like, well, damn it, if Cannon can do it, I can too. And then I ate a pizza.
I love to hear that. That's right. That's right. As long as it was heavy leg day. You could have
that's right.
Is it getting hot in here, or am I just sweating from meat?
Because Canaan talks about having cheat days. He would have those cheat days, and I'm like, I can't do it. I have to stay away from cheat days. I have to, because that will become a routine for me. So I've been almost 7 months.
Canaan, I've got your bio pulled up here from your website, and it's a great picture. You look great. I mean, you really do. But it's not it's not just the physical work. I mean, I have to say,
everything.
You are working it hard. I mean, it's unreal.
You make me feel like a douchebag.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back and restart. No, I think
it's a very inspirational story. There's no doubt about it. We've talked to a lot of people at this point on this show.
Yeah.
I think that you are probably, this is the best story I've heard so far.
Well, I mean, from the rise from the ashes, kind of guy story. Like, yes, I'm gonna take it.
Just call yourself Canaan Phoenix.
Yeah,
or Phoenix Cox.
God.
Wait a minute.
God, Phoenix. All right, that'll be my
don't do
name.
that. I'm sorry.
So,
that sounds terrible.
Phoenix Cox. I don't know if I go with that one.
Do that.
Ooh, not so.
Phoenix Cox. The Phoenix rises. There it is.
There he is.
Oh my God. No, but that really means a lot to me. I mean, for me, that's kind of like, music is great, and I love that. Don't get me wrong, like, that's a huge passion of mine. But for me, like, that's kind of what going all, ethos and macro vision here.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's why I want I guess the fame, or to get to that level. I don't know, just been instilled with this mindset of, you pretty much can do whatever you want to do as long as you're willing to work for it. And that's kind of my ethos, just, put in the work and earn it. But I want to, that's kind of the big thing for me, is I want to inspire as many people as I possibly can. I know that sounds like cliche. I'm like, oh, that's lame. But it's like,
you said it. No.
But it's well deserved. Exactly. It's well deserved. That's for sure.
Yeah. And so it's just that small little high you get from, like, I'll get messages. I played a show on Friday, and this lady came up to me and don't know her. She was like, hey, she had some kind of, let's go and get all sad and stuff. We can tell like a fat joke here in a second to ruin the whole mood.
Good.
But she came up to me and just was like, blah, blah, blah. I had, I forgot what she said, but she was like, I was basically in bed and just was a vegetable, and I'd given up, and just something medically happened or whatever. And she was like, and then she's like, I found your music and I started following you. And she was like, you're such just this inspirational being, not even just with your music. She's like, but your music obviously just is great. And she was like, and now I'm here and I'm just living life to the fullest, and I have you to thank for it. I'm like, holy shit.
Man, wow.
Like, I'm just on Instagram, like, being a jackass and being stupid, like, yo, what's up, Cannan Cox here?
Yeah, that's right.
Yo! And I mean, that's just me. And so to be able to take that, and if it's not apparent yet, but like, Chris Pratt is a huge hero of mine.
No,
even with the real transformation.
Chris Pratt? Oh man, you crazy. Yeah, you saw him, and I know. I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. Of course. I
was like,
no. Well, you saw Parks and Rec, and you're like, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Just him, like, the fitness side of it too. But even just like him, like, you go and watch him, on interviews or like on his Instagram, and he's just him. Yeah. He's never changed, and that's inspiring to me. And I was like, that's what I'm striving to go for. Like, I want to go to use music as a instrument to get out there, and like, not just like, oh, I'm a country singer or singer, like, and I hope you like my song. But like, no, like, I want to venture off into other things and inspire pretty much people to. Yeah, if you want to lose weight, then lose weight. If you want to, get that promotion on your job, then fucking stop bitching about your job and do some work,
Well, Canaan Cox Industries.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
TCI.
Done.
Boom.
Done.
Whenever you get to meet Chris Pratt, you just remember this night.
Yeah.
And you say to yourself, hey, Chris, listen, I got this great podcast. You need to go meet these guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
All right, okay.
All right. It's fantastic. We're all both. It's going to be Chris and Canaan.
There you go. Double C.
C.
So, Canaan, I do want to hit on the music a little bit. So,
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, your personal story is fine. I mean, it's great, but
Well,
you're
no,
really here to promote the song. Let's go.
Before we run out of time, I want to tell me a little bit about. You said you just kind of started working with the band. So, as a transition, kind of into the music before we play some of it. How'd you get the band? Who is your band? And how'd you go from acoustic to a band? I guess.
When we released Lie, we got onto Channel 4. It's here, just like it's this news channel here. It's called Today in Nashville, and so they do like a music segment where you can come on and like play. And I was like, well, I definitely want to play with full band. Lie is a very like very punch upbeat song. So I was like, I definitely want the band. I don't want to play it acoustically. So I just kind of like reached out to the only couple people that I knew, and I was like, I need players. Long story short, found some guys. We hit it off pretty well. And out of that group, you're like, this person, Nashville's just, everyone's sluts in Nashville. Everyone plays with everybody. You like message one person, and they're like, yo, here's 6, I can't play that gig, but here's 6 other dudes that definitely can.
Yeah.
And then you message those guys, and they're like, nope, I'm busy too, but here's 15 other dudes that I know.
Oh, my God.
And so, like, I'm not even kidding. That day I was so stressed out trying to find a band. So, like, messaging, and, like, I didn't know who was who and where I found this person from this person. But luckily, I hit up Casey. He was my guitar player on that segment, and he just really liked, my music and my vibe. So him and I played. He's still my guitar player. I've went through a couple bass players. Like I said, Nashville, a dime a dozen. Just reach your hand out and touch somebody, and I'm sure they play something.
Yeah.
So I went through a couple bass players. Just as far as when we first started, I was like, hey, I've got like a couple gigs.
Yeah.
And then, the progression moves, and it's like, yo, we have every weekend for the rest of the year is booked. So who wants work?
Yeah.
And so we went through a couple guys, some guys stuck, and my drummer, Dustin, my videographer guy, he knew of another guy. Like, hey, he's looking for work. He's really great. And so that's how I met him. We rehearsed and that kind of stuff. And then I finally got a bass player that's kind of like my bass player. Through again, when I had a bass player who played with me a couple gigs, and he was like, "Hey man, I gotta go." He moved back home, so he's like, "But I got a guy who already knows your stuff. Like I've already sent him all the tracks and the charts and stuff, so he's down." And that's pretty much it. So it was a lot of just playing around with everybody and seeing who fits the vibe, and
wow,
that's how that kind of went. And now it's just, hey boys, both calls on Friday, 8 a.m. be at my house, and we're playing like this weekend. We're in West Virginia and then Louisville on Saturday.
Wow. In the studio, I guess these guys didn't play with you there. Did you do most of the tracks on it, or did you have a
most? I try not to like. I mean, I play the electric and like mandolin, fiddle, and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, I get too picky and choosy. Like I'm like, oh no, well I think this could sound better, or like, oh I could do this, or like there's so many options.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm just gonna let you guys do this, and whatever you like. If it sounds like shit, then I won't use it. But like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like this sounds good. But no, I mean that's in Nashville. One of my guitar players, he's just a session player. He like the Reba show, like if you watch the CMA Awards. And you see a guitar player on stage, that's the guy that's on my tracks. Wow. And so
that's awesome.
He's a good fan of me. And so like when I did Lie, we released a couple of songs with the EP, and I was like, hey Jeff, I'd love to like really, I want the Nashville sound. Like I want the bees, me's, the works, the whole nine.
Yeah. Who's
the best thing that you, and then so I got his name is Matt McClure. He's done like Dylan Scott, Lee Bryce. I did Kelly Pickler stuff when she was doing music and stuff like that. And he's just, he's a good friend now. But then that was just for the EP. Then I met Justin, and he's a younger guy, but he just knows my sound, and he's just a super cool guy to work with, and cool producer as far as just like, if I say, hey, let's try that, he's like, all right, cool, let's see what that sounds like. That sounds horrible. Never mind. You do what you do first. And but he's just like, yeah, cool. Like, I'll try, you want a trombone right here? Sweet. Let's see what happens, So that's how the band came together and the music comes together. I mean, I do a lot of writing, myself. I hate that question in Nashville. There's a lot of the industry the industry is on a tipping point, and I'm just wanting to just run my shoulder head just right into it and tip the bitch over. And that's what I'm working on. And that's one of the questions I hate is, who you writing with? Because it's just buddy, elbow to elbow, just like, oh, yeah, cool. Oh, you're not writing with Thomas Rhett? Then you must not be good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go for it.
It seems like that's the thing. Like, everybody has to have multiple songwriters to write these songs nowadays. I'm like, whatever happened to the day where you could just write a song in your freaking bedroom and put it out there?
It's interesting because we actually talked with a lady who her husband and her were old school Nashville writers, Tia McGrath, and she talked about that pretty much. That's how it was. There'd be a room full of writers, and everybody would just be like, all right, you want to write today? Okay, cool. You know, and it's bizarre, but I guess it's how it really is.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
It is how it really is, but at the same time, like I said, I mean, the industry it's switching with all the social media and Spotify now. Spotify is able to cut deals or are willing to cut deals with artists now, straight up, and now that the act kind of flipped, the music writing thing, where you'll get more of your rights to your own songs. Things are switching, and I think it's actually harder, especially just within the last year, as far as getting signed, just because I think the industry knows that their power is being being taken away. They're becoming irrelevant, and so they're trying to hold on to the power that they do have. So trying to break in and like really make it like, while they're still at the top, they're going to try to squeeze it for all it's worth. Before, I'll go on a little baby tangent. So I mean, what I've done, the only thing that I found, so like I've talked to booking agents, I've had a couple of people as far as like management and things been looked at my way and like looked at my Cannan Cox portfolio. And the only thing that we've seen is basically your numbers. Your numbers aren't that great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So, but also you're comparing me to the numbers that you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on, where everything that I have is real.
Yeah.
And all of those people are like actually real humans.
Exactly.
I took that and was like, watch this, you sons of bitches. So in April, I set out and I was like, I'm going to release a single once a month.
Yeah.
As an independent artist, I think it's I did it on a whim just to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
But as an independent artist, I've released EPs, I've released music videos, and what I learned was, as an indie artist, your audience's attention span is a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can release a single and they're like, oh, this is super hot, and then you become pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would I spend 10 grand on an album and release it and it only have 1 month of attention? And then I was like, oh my god, I'm 10 grand out and I only had 1 month of like hype.
Yeah.
So I was like, boom,
the chief song,
one single for the rest of the year. When we released Out of Nowhere, June 28th, I had 1,500, so 1,500 monthly listeners on Spotify. So just literally utilizing Spotify, releasing content, promoting my own stuff on Instagram and Facebook. So I did that. We did Greener. Then we did Take My Time. And now we just did Drink It to Forget just dropped. That was 4 months. Last Friday, so as in, it's 2 days ago, would have been 4 months since I've tried this whole thing.
Yeah.
I have about 18,000 monthly listeners.
Wow.
In 4 months. Went from 1,500 to about almost 20,000.
Yeah,
that's incredible,
dude.
In 4 months. Go ahead.
No,
just
dude.
That's amazing. ...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And so I just think it's those kind of things, and that's like without any kind of investment. So like if there was an investor, like, oh my god, like I know exactly what to do with that money. Like I know where to do that. Like, and that's pretty much all a label is anyway. Is it's a loan.
Right.
But I just think that the industry is about to tip over, and I think if you're willing to, like, again, going back to the ethos, if you're willing to work for it and kind of know how to utilize it, you can, you might not be on radio, because I think that's the only thing the labels are pretty much good for nowadays.
Clear Channel and all
radio
that.
distribution.
Yeah, but that's
Billboard, shaking my hand, and that's all, politics too. But I was like, that's great. So I want to be able to go into a label and be like, cool, I need you to do radio. You send me that bill, I'll pay it. Everything else I got. Cool. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's happening like that kind of across the board in entertainment, but it's really only going to take, I think, a few more people like you doing something like that before they're like, oh, well, they're going to have to go along with it because, nobody's going to these labels anymore. Even the big bands are just releasing things themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's way more profitable.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's a lot more to get 100% of what you release versus a very small fraction of what you release to 10 million people, right?
Yeah, pretty much. If doing it the way you're talking about, you'll flip it on its head where most artists only make money off of touring. You're going to make money off of everything.
Right.
Because it's all you.
Yeah. Touring, booking, merch, and then you're creating a brand and just I love business. For me, like I said, music is great, but for me, the business side of it, I mean, and I literally sat down today. One of my friends reached out and was like, "Hey, like, I just want to see like what you're doing and just like, let me buy you coffee and just pretty much help me if you see what I have to say." Yeah. And I was like, the first thing you need to realize, like, the first thing you need to get through your mind is you suck. Like, not that you actually suck, but like forget talent. Like,
remind me not to ask you for advice. Okay.
No. But just I was like, it's business.
Yeah,
right. Until you take your like, oh, I'm pretty, and they'll find me, and this song is like, this is a great song. I'm like, yeah, but if you don't know how to get that song out there, then it's just there's probably 6,438 number one songs sitting there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just ranting. I get really pumped about it. But going back to what you said about the record labels, I mean, literally, I don't know if you know who Gary Vee is. Gary Vee is a huge inspiration to my life. He's just a huge entrepreneur. He like invested in Facebook and Snapchat back in the day. But he's really big on the whole like no excuses, get it done. Like there's so much opportunity in the world. And so he's big. He reaches me on that level. But he had a podcast called Ask Gary Vee. We have fans call in and ask questions. But he had Scooter Braun on, and Scooter Braun is basically the label for Justin Bieber. He's the guy who found Justin Bieber. Now he reps Ariana Grande and all this. And a guy had called in and literally asked, like, hey, look, I'm this guy, and I'm working and basically just trying to get the attention from record labels. And out of Scooter Braun, like out of his, he runs Justin Bieber and Ariana's, whole label. He's like, man, that's the wrong goal. He's like, I might be kicking myself in the butt. He was like, but if you utilize what's out there right now, he was like, you should be releasing songs and pushing them as far as you possibly can, creating an audience and a fan base, and playing out as much as you possibly can. He was like, and if you're good enough with working on those other things, he was like, then we'll come to you.
Yep, absolutely.
He was like, stop chasing a label. He's like, create something that's fantastic and put that leverage in your hands. So it's kind of cool to hear like what I kind of been setting out to do is, I guess, not, quote unquote the right thing, but every story is different, but it seems to be working. Been full-time musician for a year now. Literally was able to quit the job, and I'm pretty happy. It's a lot of, booking is 95% of the life. Just because that's what kind of pays the bills and puts over the head, but it becomes easier, once you're able to, like I said, that email looks a lot sexier than it did a year ago. Like, hey, my name's Canaan, and I played on the cruise ships, and I can play acoustic songs. Yay. And here's a link to my YouTube cover.
Wait, so
it's like, boom, go ahead.
Well, I mean, like, if you could, like, how would you break down an average day for you now? Like, all right, so yeah, you get to perform, but how do you set out? Like, what time do you wake up? What's your motivation? Like, what's that whole boom?
Would wake up 8:00.
Nice.
Breakfast. I go to the gym. And then I usually go to a coffee house or stay at home, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. And I kind of just, this past couple of weeks, I've been reaching out to markets that I haven't looked at. Like, so I haven't really been into, I've been a lot up, like, Wisconsin. I play a lot in Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, a lot, like, through. But it's getting wintertime. I do not want to go to New York in January, February, March.
Come to Charleston.
I was I just played Palmetto Brewing acoustically down there.
Oh, no way! That's awesome.
Oh, you son of a bit. No,
I didn't know you guys were there.
Yeah.
No, I went on. I went to Boston.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then on my way back down, because I was doing acoustic, and then on my way down, because I had a show in Charlotte, I was like, well, I have that Saturday open, so I was like, well, I haven't played in Charleston, so I reached out to them, and they were like, yeah.
Did you play on their, they have like a loading dock series?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I literally played like, it was kind of a tiny space, like in the actual bar.
Cool.
But it was super cool. It was very intimate and like really up close and personal. And I had a few fans who, just have, from either ships or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. They came out and they're like, hey, like we follow you on Instagram. And I was like, cool. But going back to the question, and then I just look at booking. So like I hadn't looked a lot into like Mississippi, like Jackson, Mississippi, or like Baton Rouge or Louisiana. I haven't looked anywhere like in the South. So I literally just went. Like, that's how I booked myself. Google live music in Jackson, Mississippi. Boom, list. And then you just go to each one of them. You go to each one of them and just Facebook them. They usually have a booking email. You send those out, and you do that. I do that until I can't anymore.
Yeah.
And that's usually until about 4 or 5, and then I go to a movie by myself.
That's the saddest evening I've ever heard in my life. No.
It sounds bad, man. I could go into the whole. It's the road to the top is a lonely one. That's a whole nother ballgame. That's true. That's true as shit, though.
Well, we're running to the end of the show, so I do want to play a song.
Yeah.
We've heard all about the band. We've heard all about how you got there, your music, and how you've done it. So before the show, we asked you what you'd like us to feature. So you said, "Take My Time." So set this up for us. What's this song about, and what does it mean to you?
There's no artsy-fartsy answer to like, this song is about long-lost love across. This song is straight up about sex.
Nice.
Well, that's
I thought it was
dirty.
A Lonely Life, Canaan.
Yeah, Canaan, you lied to us.
Sending mixed signals here.
It's a lonely life, except for like when you're on the road. There's that hot chick in the front.
Okay.
And
you
she's like,
whore.
Oh my God, what are you doing after the show?
Yeah, I bet. You're like, well, I need a place to stay for free, so I guess you're.
So
boom,
right,
there
I'll
it is.
do it.
You frequent the truck stops. And...
Anyways, let's stop that conversation right there.
Right. Zip. That's the behind the music stuff.
Yeah, behind the music. CMT will do an origin story when I'm like super legendary famous. No, but there. Take My Time I went to. This was like actually one of my only out of nowhere, and Take My Time are actually my only like 2 or 3 co-writes that I've ever done. Everything else is solely me. Me and my dad write. We just released that one, which is like an actual me and him like wrote that song like 50-50. Other times he'll just like throw a line here and there. But this was my second one, and I went in there. And we wrote one song, and we were like, this song sucks, like, screw this. And we weren't having any fun. It kind of killed the mood. And I love country, you'll never hear anything about, like, trucks or, running through the hayfield in my Levi's in a skull ring.
Painted up jeans.
Like, none of that.
Stupid.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
I don't.
For me, like, I love the pop, the pop in the sense of like groove. Like I love Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. If I could have been black in the 70s and 80s, like I would have been fantastic. That's the soulful one. Gavin DeGraw, I love Gavin DeGraw. James Bay, some kind of like that kind of vibe. And so I was like, guys, let's write a pop song.
Yeah.
Let's write just a straight up pop song. And we ended up with Take My Time, and we actually wrote the song like I said, Take My Time there's 2 versions. There's a pop version with like the whole 9, very pop, like has a female rapper on it, Daisha McBride. She's killing the game right now in the hip hop world. Ooh. She's featured on it. We did a whole nother music video for it as well. But when we wrote it, I didn't really expect. There was no part of me that was like, oh yeah, I'm going to release this as a single. And then I got the demo back from it, like the pop version, and I was like, this is dope as shit. Like, this is a cool song, And then I was like, okay, cool. Like, how can I release this? I was like, I can't just release a pop song. Like, I can't just do that.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was like, so I sent it to Justin. I was like, hey, can we make this like kind of R&B kind of swag, kind of got that swanky guitar, this whole kind of fever, moon dance, feeling good, Michael Bublé kind of vibe.
Yeah.
With real instruments. And he was like, yeah, sure, let me play around with it. And he just killed it. But then I was like, I really want to like pay homage to like where the song came from. And it came from this huge pop version. So I was like, screw it. I'm an independent artist. I have no skin in the game. Like I have no consequences going to happen. Like whatever, maybe some hillbilly in Kentucky's like, oh, he went straight pop. Screw this guy.
Yep,
unfollow. Like idiot. Yeah, whatever, dude. Bye.
Cashing my check.
That's fine by me. So he did both. And it actually, and I was kind of even scared a little bit too. The song's about sex, and it's kind of very like, there's no like innuendos. It's like, yo, girl, let's wreck these sheets right now.
Damn.
I was really looking forward to that.
So,
okay.
But that's in the song, and it's all kind of like, oh my god, like I'm gonna kind of scared, and the pop video is a little like revealing as well. We're very like me and this girl, in a hotel room kind of vibe. So I was kind of scared with the whole release, and I've got nothing but love, straight up love from the song. It's streaming. Like I said, I've been building up and trying that whole the Spotify thing, and it's streaming faster than any song that I've released. And it's just, it's been a cool vibe. And it just goes to show, like, you can sit there and like work it and plan it and think like, oh, this is the one, and then all of a sudden, this stupid pop song you wrote about sex is the song that, makes your career,
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Well, okay, great. So that being said, let's take a listen. You're listening to the Echo Radio. This is Cannan Cox with us on the phone, and this is his song, Take My Time.
That's fine.
Candles burning, I'm learning all the things that make you go crazy. I'm fiending, I need it, like a drug that I keep on craving. We can take it slow, or we can take it slower. We ain't gotta rush, ain't over till it's over. Tell me what you want as I give you what you need. You're making it harder to breathe. I'ma take my time. Take my time. Wreck these sheets, you on me. 'Cause girl, we ain't got no place to be. I'ma take my time. 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 Hold on tight, I'ma satisfy your body. I don't care if it takes all night. The hands on the clock, I just wish they would stop. 'Cause if it were up to me, girl, I'ma take my time. Take my time. Wreck these sheets, you on me. 'Cause girl, we ain't got no place to be. I'ma take my time. Take my time. Take my time. Take my time. Look, take my
Your body talking to me and I know just what it's saying. If I'm coming to your house, I bring a bag and yes, I'm staying. You can take your time or speed it up, I'm really cool with both. You know all my favorite spots that look like you've been taking notes. He bringing big money and big stacks. If he ever leaves, I'ma miss that. He a country boy with street smarts, a Ford truck and a six-pack. I picture me and you, but I ain't worried about my image. You see something that you like, so don't be scared and come and get
take
it.
my time. Take my time. Wreck these sheets, you on me. 'Cause girl, we ain't got no place to be. I'ma take my time. Take my time. Take my time. Take my time.
Take your time, take your time, take your time, yeah. Take your time, take your time.
Yes.
All right. Well, Kanan, we
Yes.
realized after we started that of course that was the the pop version.
Yeah.
I noticed. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
it's same song, same words.
It's my fault, Kanan. I normally would ask our artists to send me an MP3. I apologize for that, but
oh, you're really all right. That's really okay.
I like that though.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I mean, and we were just mentioning that you really got that pop down. I mean, it is 3 minutes and 1 second. It's
man.
like that's professional.
Yeah, that's a professional pop song right there. Not too long, not too short.
It does not
just
get any better
sweet,
than that.
man.
Yeah. It
That's
sounds
pretty much. Yeah.
regardless, though, to our audience, of course, you can just YouTube Canaan Cox, Apple Music, Cannan Cox.
Or more importantly, Spotify, because clearly that is
Spotify,
where
man.
it matters.
Yep.
He needs more
That's the
subscribers.
name of the game.
So-
That's
so-
the name of the game.
Yeah.
We would suggest that you go subscribe. You can buy the other. If you like that,
Yeah.
then go buy the rest of it.
Yeah.
We're not going to play it for you for free, so you can download
Yeah,
it.
you jerks.
CA.
Yeah, bunch of a-holes.
Hey, he's paying for himself now. Okay,
Yeah,
he has a
that's right.
family to feed.
I do want to say it's important to say that it's spelled Canaan
Right.
Cox. So Cannan Cox.
Yes.
COX
Thank
as
you
in
so much
Cox,
for that,
not
yeah.
as in
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Not Phoenix.
Not
Cox.
a- yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just CananCox.com as well. So that's pretty cool. You got the URL with no problem. So there you go.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, right. I know.
Oof.
Yeah, Canaan Cox, Instagram, same, Facebook, but hold on, and Spotify. Yeah, that's where it's at. So go follow on Spotify.
Well, we're really proud of it to see where you've come from.
Yeah, we're
and,
proud of you,
yeah,
Kanan.
And I tell you,
Kick ass.
it's
Thanks.
really, really cool to talk to you. What a incredible story.
It's a great
I'm
story.
super impressed.
Yeah, and it's just getting started, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
Huh.
it is, man.
but I really appreciate we appreciate you coming on tonight and talking with us and telling us all about it and yeah, I mean, good luck. I mean,
Yeah, man, thanks
so
for
far
calling
you're
me.
doing great. So
Thanks for having me out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Now-
absolutely.
Now I want you to take yourself out to a nice movie tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Have a
like
steak dinner.
Halloween. Go see Halloween and take care of
But
yourself.
Go see Halloween. Yeah.
but seriously, Kanan, if you are ever back in Charleston, please reach out. We'd love to have you come in the studio or just get up with you. It'd
Yeah.
be cool to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent, bro.
Tell what is it? The Music Farm.
Music Farm is here, yeah.
that's nice.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
venues
go-
here, actually. So yeah.
Go up there and tell those bitches to send an email back to a brother.
Oh wow.
You know what? We've been reaching out to venues to try to get them on the show, and across the street from the farm is the Charleston Music Hall. They are the only venue that got back with me and came on for an interview.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, cool.
So it's not
Oh,
just
well,
you.
That's good enough. I just
I think they just hate white
good.
guys. I think that's all it is. You know.
Probably what it is. No.
Yeah.
that's it. With a name like Canaan, I think you get him on the phone. They can tell me.
I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. The website is black and white. So.
There you go. No.
It has been.
But yeah, anytime in Charleston, man, for sure.
Absolutely. Please do it. It's been an absolute pleasure
Yeah,
having you on,
great
and
story.
we'll be following you for sure.
Yeah, brother.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Let's keep it going.
Definitely, definitely. So have a great night, and yeah.
Thanks for
We'll talk to you later.
talking.
Thanks for having me on. See y'all.
All right,
bye.
bye. Well, Derek, there goes Canaan Cox.
There he goes. I know. What a story, man.
I mean, I was anticipating having a nice conversation and catching up and everything.
Yeah.
But that I don't know that I was quite expecting that kind of story. That's really, really cool. Very, very impressive.
Oh, and again, it's something like I've been keeping tabs on him for long time. I mean, just because we know a lot of the same people, and I always see how he was going. But I knew he was doing cruise ships for a while.
Yep.
That was the thing he and I had in common. So he got to do that a little bit after I did, and I saw him slowly building his career out there because it's cool. You kind of get like a built-in audience there.
Yeah.
And then then I saw he made the move to Nashville, and it was one of those things where he just slow grind, and then all of a sudden I saw him working out. He was boxing. He was doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah, just making a better version of himself. And I mean, really, like, he's got a businessman's mind. He doesn't just do one thing well. He does many things well. Like a thing for me with an issue we were talking about, like, dude, it's like, hey, I can write a song. You can put me in a room. I can write a song all day long, but I can't sell myself. I can't go out there and,
Yep.
knock doors down. He can, and that's the difference.
And he just tried to call us back, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, well.
I'm sure he forgot something or what. But
Yeah, he's like, oh, did I leave my keys in the studio?
Kanan, I'm sorry. I have my notifications blocked when we're doing the show, so I saw that you called. Leave a message.
Yeah, of course.
I had already closed the app on my computer, so it came through on my phone, but I couldn't answer.
Darn.
So anyway,
but man, amazing talk, amazing guy. Listen to his music, go catch him. Believe it, he's got a lot of great songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's only more coming because I guess he's on this release a song a month thing. So
it's really interesting because it's almost like now you should do that, and then when you've released them all, release a quote unquote compilation that's just actually your album.
Right.
That's like the way to do it.
Yeah, release 12 songs singly, and then be like, okay, here's the album.
Here you go.
Because by then it's like the other way. You only really have a chance to expose people to your main album once, and then if you're lucky, you got the marketing behind a label or what have you to do 2 or 3 songs off that album tops. But now you get to kind of not force people, but you kind of they're kind of exposed one song at a time.
Yep,
it's a lot easier to handle.
Still do the album because then you don't have to record for a year.
Right.
But when you do it, don't release it at once.
Yeah,
release it piecemeal.
It's interesting. I think it's brilliant.
It is.
Brilliant guy. Cool interview. I had a good time talking with Cannan.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have asked for a better interview. So
yeah, it's really amazing.
So thanks for listening to The Echo Radio. ToTheEcho.com. Tweet us at To The Echo Radio. I'm hoping next Sunday to maybe get Drawn Together back on. We'll see if that works out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, it's been a day, man.
It has. If you're in Charleston, go to the fair.
Yeah, I guess Coastal Fair.
Yeah, it's here.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
We're gonna go one night. I couldn't convince her to go this weekend, but try to get over.
Oh
there.
yeah, if you want some funnel cakes, you want some indigestion, heartburn, go get it.
Yeah, I just like to go check it out. It's kind of cool over there.
Yeah, I think last time I got a turkey leg.
A lot of extra crime when it comes through town, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, among other things.
All right, well, I'm Nick O'Kelly.
And I'm Derek Daisy.
We'll see you Wednesday night to the Echo Radio Show.